Hi, this is Lady Lexi UK, and this is the director's commentary version of the LexiAwards 2020. So here we have the title sequence. I used the same music as last year, but I used it up with a bit of singing, a bit of choir, heavenly choir, to match the visuals. These visuals were made for an artwork that I did called The Portals, and I thought it worked out really well for this opening sequence. So I used it. Always reuse stuff that you've already made. It's much quicker. The animation of the Dreams name was done in Dreams live in the create mode with a green background. That worked out really well. I was very pleased with that. Put a bit of neon on it and it looked great. Right, so the awards this year, I've added a few more categories. I was asked last year, why isn't there any strategy games, why isn't there any music, so those have been added, and it was a really difficult decision. I spent all year putting my favourites into collections, and at the end of the year I had a look to see what I got, and in a lot of cases there were like 50 or 60 shortlisted games to look at, and most of the time what I would do is I would play them all and score them on different criteria, things like the visuals, the gameplay, how long the game was, whether it was a demo or a full game, whether the music was original, that sort of thing. And it was interesting when I looked at the scores. It wasn't what I expected, and sometimes I had to shovel things around a bit. But then you know which is your favourite when you're disappointed it's not in the top 5. So that worked out really well. Anyway, adventure. Okay, this was a hard-fought category. There's a lot of adventure-style things in Dreams. Some of them RPGs, some of them just your classic adventure, point-and-click, that sort of thing. This game, Code Fate, I'd played this early on, but I hadn't played it for very long. I played it for about 10-15 minutes. And when I actually went to play the whole thing through, I was quite amazed at how storyful it was, if that's a word. There's a lot of story involved in that, and lots of emotion that you go through with that one. Really great, but it's not finished, which lost it some points. Damned by Ivara. This was, I think, nominated last year in this category, but it was a completely different game then, and very short. This is really long. Completely redone, same character but completely new scenarios, etc. And it's really quite involved, and apparently the creator's going to be remaking it. They're not happy with that one, so I don't know what to say. Here we have Pig Detective 3. This is Death on Detox Island. It wasn't eligible last year because Media Molecule staff members were not eligible to take part. And they use a lot of Media Molecule staff members for their voiceover artists, so it wasn't included. And I'm really pleased to see a new Pig Detective every time that comes out. They're very accomplished games. Here is The Pilgrim. This is an interesting one. It was made for a game jam and was primarily a platformer, which is where I had it. But when I played it through, they've added extra levels to it. And each level is a slightly different gameplay type, so that puts it firmly into the adventure category. So if you haven't played it since the Game Jam, I suggest you go and have a look, because it has changed quite a bit. There's a lot more to it than just this tower, which is really impressive in its own right. Here we have a pirate story. This has got some really great cutscenes, uses Puddy Doke's character models really well, and it's a series of mini games. Where you go and search for treasure in various different places. It's really well done. Lots of good voiceover work as well in this one. I must say the voiceover work in Dreams this year has been really good. All over the place. There's lots of really great actors.
You okay, Captain?
In the Dreamverse, all doing a great job of making these adventures come alive.
2020
So I went with
go
Damned
to
because, quite honestly, it is
Damned
epic.
by Ibarra.
There's so much of it, so much variety. It's got a strong storyline. The characters are great. The voice work is great. The gameplay is engaging, and I'm really looking forward to see what they do next time. But to be honest, from what I've seen of this game, and I played it for a very long time and it hadn't finished, so I haven't got to the end of it. I recommend this game wholeheartedly. I think it's amazing.
Our next category
Right,
is
artwork next. So this is
There were 38
artwork which is
shortlisted
sculptures
creations in this category,
and
it covers both
paintings.
and sculpture.
And things that are primary. There is some things that have got animations involved in here, but mostly it's still. This is Assassin by Martin Niebelung, and this has expanded since I put it in my shortlist because it only had the assassin characters, and then this king, I think it's a king, with his breakfast was added. Talking about breakfast, here is Full Beach Breakfast by John Beach, the architect. This was part of a little friendly competition between 4 or 5 people. They all had to make a realistic looking breakfast. This was the winner for obvious reasons. It's a tour de force. I mean, there's things like heat coming off of this cup, all of the designs on those bottles, and all the food looking glossy and lovely. Mermaid Melancholy, Sveka. I was so impressed with how this looks so glittery and all the different colours and everything. I'm still not 100% sure how you get that amazing glittery effect, to be honest. It looks so good. Here is Funk 97 ITA. This is like proper art. This is like proper sculpture. His subject matter is a little on the horror side, so if you don't like seeing dead bodies and things, it's probably something to avoid, but it's very impressive. Here is Nivi Artist. He's done a lot of amazing realistic looking paintings, mostly of famous people. So here it is our own famous person. This is Tom Dent from Media Molecule there. It's really good. I think he was quite flattered to be a subject for a painting by Nivi. I picked as my winner Funk 97 ITA. His work is just top class sculpting, and like I say, the subject matter is a little dark, but that's alright. Right, innovation. This is a category that Media Molecule also have in their impies. So we're interested to see if any of these make it into their shortlist. So we start off with a little perspective. This is something that you don't expect to see in Dreams, this sort of game, because it's not easy to do in any way. In fact, I wouldn't know where to start to make something like this, to be honest. But it's very well planned out, very well thought through. It's not an easy game to play. You have to really think very hard. I'm not doing a great job here, but then I'm trying to create some recordings rather than really playing it. So that's what happens. Castle Scraper by Donut Mutt. At the time this was made, there was a game going around that was on, I think, Steam, where you get to build your own village, and it uses a similar mechanic where as you layer the blocks on top of each other, you get different types of building. This, I'm still completely confused as to how this is done. I have no idea how you would separate animated cubes of a scene up in order to move them around on a grid. I have no idea. It's magic. Wizardry in Dreams. Really very, very impressive indeed. This is the only animation in this category. This is Inception. When I first saw this, I was really impressed with how it managed to completely fool you in thinking you were in create mode with this this setup here. Really good. And then there was a lot of bait and switch throughout this, where you think you're in one type of game when you're not. Project Glimpse. It's not a great clip. I do apologise. The way I made these clips is I recorded like 4 minutes of footage and then put them all in and then pulled them out when I needed them. So they would just come up. Some of them were better than others. But this is a game where you're blind and you can only see when there is sound. So and you have like restricted view of the scene, which is really very clever. It's quite horrific at the beginning though. There's sort of like medical scene where your eye is taken out, which is not very nice. Right, so I picked Inception for my innovation winner. Like I say, it was really impressive, and people got really confused as to how all of this was done, because it used your imp and moved your imp around and stuff, and people were like, how have you done that? I'm really very confused how this was all done. Right, to music video. This is a new category for this year. I didn't do music last year because there was just too much of it. I had to make decisions. But the music video category, I wasn't going to do it again this year, but somebody very kindly asked. So I went in and I looked at the top 40 audiovisual music creations, put them into a shortlist and chose my 5. And it was actually quite difficult. There was a lot of this type of thing. These kaleidoscope creations, which look really cool, but once you've seen one, you know. But yes, I think I'm hoping 2021 is going to be the year for music videos in dreams, where people who have created some really great music really needs to get them out there in dreams. So I recommend, if you are not good with the visuals, just find somebody who is. So you do the music and they do the videos, which is what most of these are done with couples. So we've got Beetle Bum doing the music and Digital Thing doing the visuals, and that really works well. So you get a nice dream rather than just having the element with your music in, which is not going to get that many plays and likes. Let me just say, because people don't tend not to dream surf in the elements. They just dream surf in dreams. So you need to make dreams of your music, guys. This is really great. It's a mixture of sets and kaleidoscope. This one, if you didn't get past the beginning part of this was made for the Unexpected Game Jam. And there was a sequence at the beginning where you had to kill a spider or stop a spider from biting you, and you might have not got past that bit to discover there was a song. And it's a really good song, actually. It's very Monty Python-esque, especially with the prisoner there singing. If you don't like spiders, I apologise. There's quite a big one there, but it's just a little bit on the weird side. Very British, I thought. This music video, this was made for Halloween, and it's amazing. The figurines, the character models for the backing singer and the lead singer and the skeleton rapper are amazing, and the musicality of this is really, really good, and the lyrics and everything. So whoever wrote the lyrics and did singing on this, really, really well done. And it's professional looking. That's always a bonus when you're making something in dreams. If it looks professional, it's going to get lots of likes. Right, music, Beetle Bum and Digital Thing for the visuals. Again, this is the second one we've seen in the nominations. I just love this style. And I haven't seen very much from them recently, so you can see that this is sort of inspired by like Tim Burton, like stop motion. That's what it looks like. It looks amazing. Look at those crows; they're really good. And so I was looking for a combination of both music and visuals. So both needed to be really good. And I scored them individually on those sort of things, and the winner for me was this Halloween. It's like I say, very accomplished, Good animation, good lip syncing with the puppets, and the song and everything was really, really great. So no brainer there for me for music video this year. I thought that was excellent. So next year then, more music videos. I'll be putting them in as we go throughout the year. So it won't be down to the popularity contest. It'll be my decision. Right, platformers. There were so many platformers. It's a very popular category in Dreams. I think I had to move some of them around. Now, Ascent was a very strange one. I wasn't quite sure which category to put it in. I put it in platformers eventually because the beginning of the game is very platformy. But this clip I've got here is a bit more of the adventure style of puzzle. It is a puzzle platform, and it's very difficult to know whether to put things into puzzle or put things into platformer or put things into adventure. It's excellent. It's got lots of really good ideas in it. Here's the Cloud Walker. This is expanded since it first came out. So if you've played it when it first was launched, it has got much bigger, and I think they're still working on it. It's really, really fun, and I really like flying around with the little umbrella around these really nice looking sets. This is Infinity Jump by Bergavan, and as the clip is really the cutscene part, because there's quite a long cutscene at the beginning of this. This is why this is what you get rather than the gameplay. But there is a little bit of the gameplay at the end. It's a sort of platformer where you have got an option to change the status of it with like a switch mechanic. There's a few of those actually in this category. It's interesting, this switch mechanic idea. It's quite difficult to play, I will say. It's very accomplished, very professional looking, but it's really difficult, even from the first level. This is Kuro, Shadow's Dream. Again, this is another one which launched with just one simple level and has expanded over the year and has got really big. So if you haven't played it since it launched, have another look at this. This has got an interesting timed mechanic. So you pick up your double jump or your speed that allows you to collect things and get through the level. It's really cleverly done and looks beautiful. Here is Temple of Sun and Moon, and this was a very close second, let me say. It was a real toss-up between this and the eventual winner, because I really loved this, the style of this. In fact, I had this shortlisted in the set design category as well, and I really love the way when you die that she throws herself at the screen and breaks the glass. It's real fun, so you must play this. Again, it's got a switch mechanic in it. But I chose for my winner Kuro, A Shadow's Dream. I just thought I just like the look of it, and it was real fun to see more and more of the level than I did originally. Right, sports. There's not an awful lot of sports games made in Dreams, let me just say. Because I've taken out all the racing games, all the car racing games into their own category, we're left with games involving skateboards, sport and leisure type things like parachuting type games, football, baseball, tennis, that sort of thing. So there's not an awful lot of sport out there. I think it's one of those difficult categories to make. People don't tend to make it, and also without multiplayer, it's very difficult to make a sports game without that option. So here's Boom Bowling. Sorry, I didn't talk about Swift Hammer's skateboarding thing. It's got an amazing customization section in that. where you get to make your own character that does the skateboarding. It's really, really good. This game, it reminds me of a game I played on the Wii, actually. Very similar. But it's got a really good voiceover and lots of variety in that game. This is Mini Golf 2. This is a really accomplished golf game. The mechanic is easy to use and very effective. I had to mute this particular clip. I hadn't got this far when I did it, and wasn't quite sure whether the music was okay to use. Sometimes I get that use a piece of music and I recognise it, and I'm not sure whether I've recognised it from inside Dreams or outside Dreams. So just to be played safe, I just muted the music there, so that just in case. So this is Ragdoll Rumble, and although it's got a car in it, it's not part of the racing category. You've got to throw this ragdoll, and there's various different games that you've got to do. Some like long jump. There's some targets you've got to hit in one of them. This is battleships, this part, where you've got to actually hit some of the battleships with your ragdoll. Not easy, but lots of variety in that game. Here is Valari. I wasn't sure really what category to put this in. It is against the clock obstacle course, I would say, where you get to go round and through these hoops. I thought it was very similar to some of the games that you see for like parachuting games or Quidditch, where you get through the rings. So I thought it fitted in sports, certainly better than the racing category, which is nearly all cars. So that's why I put it in sport. So my winner on this category was Ragdoll Rumble. I'm not very good at it, but I thought it was interesting and something different. And it's always good to see original things made in Dreams. There we go, as I plunge into the water there. Right, strategy, sim and survival. This is another of my new categories for this year. This is not a popular category of game made in Dreams. You don't get an awful lot of these. And you'll see the same name turn up, Xander's 3. He's a molecule. So last year he wouldn't have been eligible. So I would have had great difficulty in doing this category if I had excluded molecules from the categories. So strategy games, this one is Cake Factory. This is where you get to make lots of different cakes. You start off just making flour, and then you go make cake mix, then you're making like bakewell tarts and cake and all sorts of things. It's really, really well done. I spent hours on this game. Here is I think this is City Simulator. Yeah, City Simulator. He's made part 2 of this, so City Simulator 2, but that would be out for next year. It's one of those games that's really well made, but because of the nature of Dreams and because there's no save state here for this game, you have to play and make your town in one go and be prepared to lose it all as soon as you come out. Which is this is why I think people don't make strategy games, because making a save state is so difficult. Here is Kingdom. I think it just feels like he's like trying different genres out. So in the strategy arena, so we've had a factory making game, we've had a city sim, and now we've got one of these combat village building things. It's another one, Sword and Arrow. Sword and Arrow is one of the newer strategy games out there. You've got two options. You can start with a full army, or you can build your army up slowly and build castles and things and explore. I like the fact that it's got this black area that you can't see until you've actually gone over there. It's really well done. again, it's really difficult to make this sort of game, so you're going to be impressed with the logic. And finally, we have Tiny Pier Simulator 1904 by Urban Devil, and this is the only game actually in this selection which does have a save state, so you can save your progress, and for that reason I've played this quite a bit. It allows you to build your own little Victorian pier and put sideshows on and shops and things. It's really well done, and I really would like to see more games with those characters. I think they look fab. So I went with the game that I'd spent most time on, and that was Cake Factory 2, because it's really addictive. You'll play it and then you'll think, I think I can do better than that, and you'll play it again. So you spend your time thinking, I wish I'd put that there or that there, or there's no you can move it all around during the game, but anyway, that was my winner. Horror section now, and these are nearly all first person adventures. Here's the first one. This is The Invocation. By the way, if you want to know what the order is, they're done alphabetically, so the winner isn't like always the first one or the last one or anything like that. It's they're done alphabetically, so it's all randomized. This is a really great puzzle game actually, but it's really creepy. There's some really creepy stuff goes on in this game. Talking about creepy, here's Left to Rot. Wonderful realistic set design for this. It was nominated. It was in the shortlist for set design, but missed out on the fact that the variety of that set. But it is really amazing how realistic it all feels, and when you're spending your time like cowering inside wardrobes and things where this nasty monster comes running around, it's quite spooky. Here is The Outer Depths, Part 5, Chapter 5. This was the winner last year. This is an alien-inspired horror. There's a few like jump scare type things, and you wandering around in a space station where it's been taken over by some creatures and some horrible, I don't know what that is. Some splodgy blobby thing that's all over the walls and floors. This next one, Rapting. Unfortunately, the clip that was used, I accidentally muted this. I didn't mean to. It was completely unintentional. It's taken me a long time to do this video. They were taking me like an hour per section to make these videos, and my computer isn't powerful enough to play everything correctly, so I don't really know what I'm going to end up with until I actually render it. So sometimes I miss stuff, so I apologise. This is The Twilight Shift. This is a big team of people. Again, big on the realism. A lot of the horror games use realism to great effect. This has some weird, surreal things in it. Not least of all, the sculptures in some of these rooms. It's spooky. It's got that sort of Twilight Zone thing, I think, which is what they were going for, calling it The Twilight Shift. It's just a little scary haunted house type thing. But the haunted house thing that I actually ended up picking was The Invocation. This is a wonderful full game, lots of puzzles, lots of scares, great storyline. I really recommend it. It is excellent, really well made, and I didn't find any real bugs or anything. But we're into part 2. I split them into 2 because it was taking me so long to do. I mean, it's taken me a week to do that first video, so I thought I better start putting these things out, otherwise it's never gonna go out. Right, set design then. These were games or walking simulator type set designs. So I define a set design as something that you can walk around in, and otherwise it's artwork, unless of course it's designed to be viewed with various cameras and things. But majority of them, they're walk around sets. That first one was American Dream. It's one of the only ones that's like modern houses. It was set in the 50s, but modern. And this one is Chateau de Lac, which is just the most beautiful palace next to a lake. Really lovely. Golden Obelisk. This is epic. There's so many scenes to this. You're walking through cave systems, desert landscapes. There's rocks falling on your head and all sorts of things. It's quite an undertaking. This an awful lot of scenes to look at, and they're really great realism. The only thing that lets it down, I think, is the character model, which isn't as realistic as the scenery. Talking about realistic scenery, here is Insane Artist's Viewpoints, and this is another epic game with lots of different views, different places, and the only one here with a space set, which is not what he normally does. He normally does mountains. You might recognise some of the mountains. They keep cropping up. And this one, I don't understand the title of this one. The Voice of Silk. It's like, what does that mean? Because there's no voices in it. So it's like there isn't any voices. But again, amazing realism in that game as you go through. So I picked as my set design winner. I picked Viewpoints, basically because of the variety and the real looking sets that you've got here. They're just beautiful. They really are. Insane Artist knows what he's doing when it comes to making those sort of things. Right, arcade section. Again, a lot of arcade games, some of them retro. Now, arcade could be anything with a scoreboard type thing, sort of an arcade game, like mini games. This is Blade Gunner. This is one of the most popular games of 2020. So it's got lots of fans, I know. Unfortunately, when I was making the clip, I wasn't really paying much attention about what I was doing. I didn't realise I was in a tutorial, and I was wondering where were all the enemies. They didn't crop up. It's like I should have gone left. I didn't realise what was going on. I was just trying to make a recording, and of course, by the time I worked it out, because it's the first one, you don't get to see the rest of the game. Flip Out. This is one I missed, actually. This is one of the ones that was recommended by my viewers when I said, is there anything that I've missed? And it was suggested I played this game, and I really liked it. It's a sort of cross between a pinball machine and Breakout, and there's like various different pinball sections, and it's one of the most annoying things. You get really far up, and then the ball goes all the way back down again. Thunderhead Dreamscom 2020, another molecule. This was made for Dreamscom. It's amazing looking. You've got realism, and you've got speed, and you've got everything. It looks extraordinary. I'm not very good at it, let me just say that. And it is a demo, so it hasn't. It's not a full game. Whether or not it's ever going to be a full game, I don't know. This is Tiamatan by Girlfriend Croydon, Hyman Trouble. This team has made quite a few arcade games. I really appreciate the quality of these. The music is excellent. The graphics are excellent. It's very professional looking. Looks like an indie game that you might download off Steam or something like that. It's really, really good. You get to shoot everything. And here's another one where you get to shoot everything. Again, same team, Toya Destroyer. And I had to choose. It was between the two of them for me, and I picked this one in the end because I played this one a lot more than the other. It's like one of these addictive things again that you want to do better, so you play it and then you want to do better and go back in and try and get a better score. Maybe get on the scoreboard. I never get on the scoreboards, but never mind. What does it matter? Right. So my winner was Toya Destroyer. It was really difficult to make a decision, to be honest. Any of them could have won. But this is my favourite. This is the one that I spent most time playing. Right, combat games. This could be adventure-style combat, first-person shooters, third-person, or fight things like Street Fighter or Streets of Rage, that sort of thing. So the first game, again, we've got a cutscene rather than the gameplay. But to be fair to Dreams Relentless, the first-person shooter part doesn't actually kick in for quite a few minutes. So I was never going to get the actual gameplay in this clip. But it's really good. I love the way that the bullet comes flying across with the name of the creator. I love that. I think that's really cool. This is Ethan Goes to Work. Now, again, this is one of these ones where I wasn't sure which category to put it in. It could have gone in an adventure, but I eventually put it in combat because the majority of the gameplay at the beginning of the game, certainly for quite a while, is combat based, where you hit these soldiers with your briefcase. It's in Spanish with English subtitles, and it's amazing. It's got a really interesting look to it, and the voiceover acting is really good. This is Red by Big Sam, and this is like a Street of Rage game with set in a British street by the look of it. I love this. This is really accomplished, really great models. It's simple gameplay, but it's very effective. And I don't think it has as many plays as it needs, but there we go. This is Robo. This definitely hasn't enough plays. This is one of the most amazing weapons that I've seen in Dreams, because everybody can do like guns and swords, but this is a whip, and it looks really effective. Look at that. That's amazing. I love it. Right, this is Viper Strike by Shadeseeker. Now, both Viper Strike and Cobra Strike were in my shortlist. So I had a choice of which one to nominate. I decided against Cobra Strike because I felt it was perhaps too close to its inspiration. This seemed a little bit more original to me, but maybe I'm wrong because I haven't played the game that it's inspired by. But with the voiceover work, the variety, the really effective tutorial level, everything, I picked it as my winner. Because it's a real full game, there's lots going on, and it's really well designed. So that was my winner for the combat category. But everybody that's nominated, they're all excellent. Every single one. Right, animation. Animation is a popular category, but most animations in Dreams are a little odd, shall we say? And there are lots of memes and things. So the professional-looking little animated shorts really stand out to me. And I love this series, the black and white series by Menjo. I picked this one. Really, really great. Again, we've got Inception here. It's already won 1 award. Can it win 2? Again, it was amazing at the time when this first came out. And the thing about it is it's really quite spooky. Push to Open. This is just a nice little short thing. I think this was part of the One Button Game Jam. It's a really cute little fun short. It's difficult. I don't want to like spoil some of these, but there we go. Rabbit and Boy, full film by Cybersheep Film. This came out initially as a teaser trailer, so the first section of the film was released for us to have a look at, and that was like, wow, what is this? You know, this is the next level of animation. And then we've got this one, Tiny Egg Invader. Again, I think this was a Game Jam entry. Might be wrong. I think it was a Game Jam entry, but can't remember what the category was. There we are. It's cute. RCD3D does some very cute animations. Love it. The winner, I think everybody's going to agree is pretty obvious. It's going to be Rabbit and Boy. It's basically a Pixar movie, or Studio Ghibli mixed into two, together, and it just the sound effects, the voiceover work, the music, the animation of the characters, the storyline, the whole thing. It was moving. It's just brilliant. Right, puzzle category next. There are quite a few different types of puzzles. You've got escape rooms, you've got puzzles like this one. This one, obviously, we've seen before in the innovation category. It's the type of puzzle you either love it or you don't. It's one of those, I think. If you like that sort of thing or you don't. Digit's Droids is so cute. There's tiny little orange droids that he collects up. They're lovely, and the mechanics of opening doors by getting them to stand on pads and things is so well thought through. It's a really great puzzle to play. I recommend that one. I tried to hide spoilers, it says. I tried to hide the answer to the first door, because that was where it started with the clip, which is unfortunate. I don't know whether I managed to completely... if you're really determined to know what it was, you would have seen it there, but I tried my best. Next one, Silence Before the Storm. I had a choice of two by coloured light. There was this and Sunchild Alaria. I picked this one because I thought this had a stronger puzzle, which I enjoyed very much. And here is another one with a similar style. This is Snow Gardens by Half Up and Diamond Dancing 10. This is a sequel to The Water Gardens, which was also in the shortlist. You get to go around and collect different cubes and boxes and everything. We're doing various little puzzles on the different islands. It's all very good. Again, this is one of those ones where I didn't really need to think very hard. Lock is the winner. If you haven't played this, if you don't do a lot of puzzle escape room type things, this might be a little hard, because it's not easy. Let me say that. But there's some people have done walkthroughs, so you can always do that. Right, on to racing, another popular category in Dreams. I could have made 2 or 3 lists of 5. There were so many amazing racing games in Dreams this year. I went with my gut reaction on how I felt when I first saw these games. So this is Drifters Maximus. I think this has got really good car handling, and even though I'm not very good at the car handling, it's got a good drift mechanic in there, and I enjoyed that one. This one also has a drift mechanic, which it takes me a while to get used to, and you can't see in the clip, but I did get used to it by the end of the lap. But at the beginning, I'm just bouncing off the walls because I'm not very good at racing games. And this is one of the ones that was slightly different to the others, which were very much based on sort of reality. I should have called this Metro Street Racer, but I think this is Metro Street Racer's Detroit City, which is why I got the words all a bit muddled up, I think. I'm not sure. There are so many of these. They've done pretty much every single major city in America, I think, as part of their racing game. This is Racing Competition by Autofan. I like these the ones which have got cars to race against. I think that makes a big difference. Makes you want to go faster and drive better, so you can overtake some of these cars. And it has a really nice scenery to it as well. And here is Tectonic by Sandro Bros and S. Dorian. And this, if you haven't played this, I suggest you check this one out. It is one of the most popular racing games this year. It's very similar to the Turbulence from last year, but it's like crisper, more realistic, and it's dynamic and exciting. That's all I can say to that, and that's why it's my winner. I wasn't gonna pick it. I thought, it's so similar to my winner from last year, but how can you not give it when you've got a scene like this with the train? It's amazing. Am I going to make the corner? Of course not.
This next category is for the
Dreamer of the Year. This is the Electrothorne Memorial Award. This is a memorial to Dreamer Electrothorne, who we lost before the launch of the game, 2019. I'm looking for dreamers that provide a prolific portfolio of top quality stuff. And I was really pleased to find that I managed to pick somebody from each sort of section of what is created. So this is Arseny 3D, who is an animator, famous for the finger train and other finger things. Also Go Hiking, which is a very popular little animation, which has got a really great mechanic, and also the camera cuts. I mean, that's so brilliantly done. We've also got a musician here, so this is Back to Man. Now he works with Dio Hannibal 6 on the visuals quite a lot, but he's here as the musician. Lots of, I would say, EDM and rave and house and that sort of thing. Amazing visuals on most of his thing. He also did a synthesizer thing for you to play about with, which was quite fun. But music is what he does. And has very generously let me use his music on my channel as well, which is really nice. Here we have Funk 97 ITA. I left out an underscore there. Sorry about that. His sculptures are really realistic and really gross. So, this year he seems to be concentrating on the idea of opening up the body and seeing what's inside, and really quite disturbing imagery, really, but so amazingly done. He's a great sculptor. So we've had a sculptor, an animator, and a musician. So next we've got if we can get to the next one. Insane Artist. He's a scenery designer. Majority of what he does is walking simulator type things, but he has collaborated with other people to put his scenery into games as a team. And the reality of his beautiful scenery is undeniable. So here's one. There we go. There's a racing game with his scenery in. You seem to recognise the mountain. There's a sort of like Insane Artist mountain that is very recognisable. You see quite a lot. There it is there. Next we have Martini T.Y.T. Gay. I don't quite know how you're supposed to pronounce that. Anyway, it's Martin Nibelong. He's a professional artist. He uses dreams to do concept work. So he's very happy. He's got a nice, cheap tool to help him actually earn a living, which is amazing. He's done quite a lot of work with Media Molecule as well, making things. So Dreams has changed his life around, like quite a lot of other people. He specialises in doing character and scenery. It's a sort of combination of the two. Mostly like this with camera angles or slight animations. And next we have our game maker. This is Prin's Laser. This is Field of Battle 2, I think, which is a tank thing. And here we have a rally racing sort of micro machines game. Little tiny toy car, I would say that was. Again, I'm not very good. I'm spinning out of control all over the place. Also, a strategy game, City Builder Rome. This was just outside the nominations, but excellent game. Again, though, there's no save states, so if you build yourself a huge Roman city, you've got to be prepared to lose it if you have to go for dinner or something. And also, amazing rally racing game as well. Top quality stuff, and so much variety. It's amazing. Difficult decision. Really difficult decision. I wasn't quite sure what to do, but for the sheer prolificness, I went with Insane Artist and all of his amazing landscape creations. There we go. Winner, Insane Artist. Last year it was Ryan47 won this award, which was for diorama. So we'll see what happens next year. Right, Dream of the Year. I'd like to say that this was a difficult decision. There were so many choices, blah, blah, blah. But to be honest, my choice was made as soon as I saw it. And I thought there's no way anything is going to beat this unless they make another one. And that's Rabbit and Boy by Cybersheet Films. And they actually did make another one. They made a trailer for something called Noguchi's Bell. And you might think, why wasn't that nominated? Why wasn't that there? It's because Noguchi's Bell is a trailer. It's a teaser trailer. And you wouldn't award an Oscar to a movie trailer for a movie that hasn't come out yet. And so that's how I feel. So I think we're going to be having to look at next year to see Noguchi's Bell and how that's going. I think it's got a good chance of certainly winning the animation, but we'll see. I mean, they might not finish it. Lots of people involved in Cybersheet Films. All these people. There's the Insane Artist, the Red Prophet in there. Lots of people. The music, the voiceover acting, everything is wonderful in that. It's really very, very impressive. So, Dream of the Year. Like I say, as soon as I saw it, it was like, well, that's it. There we go. Nobody's going to beat that. That's the winner. And that's what I have nominated for the Impies as well. It'll be interesting to see if people agree with me or they go with a game, because not everybody likes animations in Dreams. They come for the games, and I'm not quite sure what game I would have picked for Game of the Year if I hadn't picked this one. Really difficult. Maybe Lock. I get a lot of enjoyment out of that game. I thought that was really good. Difficult one. So there we go. That was my awards for this year. I really hope that I'm around to do this again next year. Don't think I'm going anywhere, but you never know. I might get fed up. Might get fed up of Dreams, which is if I do, I'll try and take a break and then come back again. Yeah, there we go. That was 2020, mixed year for Dreams. We had the launch, we had Dreamscom, we had All Hallows Dreams. All of those were amazing, but we also had a drop, I would say, in the amount of likes for things. And we're not getting players, so it's really important that you go and play all of these things that I've highlighted here. I've got the shortlist collection in the description of the videos, so you can go and check out my favourites, and please go in and like them, because just liking my video, as much as I appreciate it, is wonderful. Thank you very much if you do that. The creators of the stuff, they need the likes more than I do. So please go in and do that. Thanks for watching. Catch you in your dreams.